ecological issues. They affect us all. And so, tonight on Second Nature, we'll be recycling some old nature footage.
Folks, ladies and gentiles, elephants and crocodiles, thank you for joining me on Monday night as we get caught up with the world of Vonhelton. Yes, for the most part, Vonhelton and crew have been pretty boring. Him and J-Dubs playing Borderlands. Like I said, there's been nuggets. We've been digging them out, but I haven't watched. Like, I was working all weekend, so I don't have a chance to watch everything on the weekends. But I skimmed through some stuff, and it seems, as predicted, there's a little bit of trouble in paradise. There's some frictions. And of course, Sammy happens to be at the center of it. So as I understand it, they had as they announced last week, they had their new buddy, this Joseph Atwell, this author guy who's a conspiracy nut like Sam apparently, for another interview, and it was live streamed, and it went off, and he went off, I guess, kind of like Sammy. I haven't watched it or anything, but they're saying they got some strikes or something. I'm not sure. I guess we'll figure it out as this video progresses. Vonhelton wants his name removed from everything. J-Dubs pretty much says, I don't give a fuck. Now, if you want more of a concise, kind of focused in just on that part of the conversation, I believe Father Judgment, a.k.a. Snyder Handyman, over on his channel, he has an 18-minute video that's excerpt from this video. But I wanted to get the context. And I want to feel some of the heat, folks, that's going on, especially between Woody and Sammy. There's some friction, and it's getting heavy. We've seen it build up before, and it's getting there again. So basically, people are blaming Sammy for getting some strikes or something. I guess we'll figure it out as we go. And J-Dubs don't give a fuck what Von thinks, really, in the end. He just wants to keep using his name. And we'll discuss that as we get there. Now, there's some other rumors circulating around. I don't know, because, again, I've been out of the loop. I'm just trying to catch up like everybody else. We can do it together. There was someone said something about a stream. I know they were talking about it in the chat, about something freezing up, and John took the video down. Someone had told me that Von, fainted or passed out or something. Now, this is just what I've heard. I didn't see it, so don't... everybody don't get all fucking excited and their panties in a knot. Maybe if someone in the chat knows exactly what the hell they're talking about. But there was something to do with that. I don't know exactly what happened there, so we'll have to do some investigation. And also, there are rumors out there that Vonhelton's running low on money, and that reality is starting to dawn on him. So that'll be an interesting, inconvenient truth that we can watch develop together, folks. As predicted. It's all been predicted. Folks, thanks for being here. If you want to support the channel, thumbs it up, all that good YouTube stuff. Now, I don't know what goes on in the beginning of this video. I really don't give a fuck. I'm going to skip it more up towards the middle-ish, where things start getting a little hotter when they start talking about, oh, there's Woody enters. And then Von does come in up and around here somewhere. So don't worry, Von comes in, but I want to give this context. I want to give this... this whole ramp up a little bit of context. So it does mean we have to listen to Sammy. I do apologize if it's, completely unbearable. We'll skip ahead or speed it up or something. But, folks, context is important. So let's not waste any time. Let's get this up here. And, oh, yeah. Tonight I'm trying, so I got gifted a 6-pack, a variety pack, if you will, of this Muskoka Brewery. So I'm going to try that. Not a sponsor, folks. And this one's called Hibernating Grizzly. Oh, shit. That grizzly just came to life and foamed up all over the place, folks. Well, the foam tastes okay. Jeez, purrs. Alright, anyways, on with the show. The show must go on, folks. I digress. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Like normal. He was like speaking like me, you, Vaughn, Eddie, like a normal guy. And I'm like, holy shit, holy cow, that's crazy. So I guess it is possible.
Yeah,
I guess it is possible.
I'm not against faith healing if you have the right kind of people. The person it can happen. But I don't believe in televangelism, faith healing, that nonsense. That stuff is ridiculous. But
well, that's some hokey pokey, yeah. I mean, being slapped in the head by being slapped in the head with a Bible. That's and you're flopping around on the floor like a fish. Like that somehow is going to help you. How you doing, buddy? What's going on, buddy?
Oh my God.
Well, happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Hey, Memorial Day. Enjoy your love.
Hey, happy Mother's Day, happy Memorial Day, happy Father's Day, happy holidays. Happy Sukkot, Mexico. Happy
talking about Memorial Day, did you hear that AOC gave a public speech and a bunch of veterans in New York City got started? No, I was ready for him to be included, to be a moderator. I didn't care. Maybe he could have stopped us from talking too much crap that got us, censored and banned by YouTube.
Maybe you should.
Well, that's saying something to say that Vonhelton is going to be the sensible one in the conversation.
Yeah, Sammy. If you're thinking Vaughn will be the voice of reason, you should have let him come on.
I had him on.
I had nothing against him being a part of the show. I was surprised he wasn't there.
Well,
let me tell you what happened. Woody.
So it's John now.
Sammy called me in the middle of the night. I'm working. He says, "Can you throw together a show? Atwell wants to come back on tomorrow." And I said, "Okay, I promote the show for you, right?" Sammy's like, "Promote the show. Here's a picture, blah blah blah." So I did it. I hook it up. Okay, the title's not working. The fucking links aren't working. Blah blah blah. I said, "Okay, Sammy, let's see what happens tomorrow." Tomorrow comes, Sammy's fucking calling me. What are you doing? What are you sleeping, you fucking Irishman? What are you drunk again? And I go, okay, here's the link. I link them, and I go back to work. I was working. I was busy. I sent Sammy the link. I didn't fucking remember to send fucking Vaughn the link. I'll be honest. I should have fucking sent.
You sent me a link.
So why couldn't you send Vaughn the link then, Muttonhead?
To watch the show.
The StreamYard link.
Not on StreamYard because you won't let me.
No, I didn't send. Yeah, I didn't send Vaughn the StreamYard link. Yeah, I apologize. I was my fault. My bad.
Anyway,
you can watch it like anybody else.
We're gonna have. Will says that he's gonna come back on many times, right? He's gonna come on all the time.
Yeah. He wants to do another show on Wednesday.
Why don't you let me come on and talk to him as an academic, as a historian? No religion involved. I just have some simple, easy questions, and I won't be argumentative at all.
You want him on, Sammy? What do you think?
Yeah, well, the subject matter is going to be on the historicity of Josephus Flavius.
That's hostile.
And,
Historiography. Historicity is not a word. Historiography is a word.
No, historicity.
That's not a word either.
No, that's a word. Historicity. HISTORCI.
ICITY. Right. It's not a word.
That's what they use all the time. These people, the historicity. Of,
I don't think I've ever heard that. I'm going to look it up real quick to make sure. But historicity.
Yeah. HISTORICITY. Whether he's genuine historical, characters or not.
So can you whip up on some?
I guess it is. I used to heard, but you know what, Sammy, I will stand corrected.
Oh, good.
I stand corrected. I honestly have never fucking heard this word before.
Yeah. Well,
Actually,
there you go.
historicity is the historical actuality of persons and events.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
equality of being part of history instead of being historical myth, legend, or fiction.
Yep. And there's an argument as to why Josephus Flavius's historicity is fraudulent. And that's what we were going to talk about. And also about Paul the Apostle, who he was.
The bottom line is, you can't. He hasn't read the books in the original language. That's the issue. If you're going to study the Torah, Sammy, as a devout Jew, as you say you are, and there's no doubt in my mind, Sammy, you are super Jew to all my friends that are Jewish. You are super Jew.
Oh yeah.
You know the Torah, but you know the Torah pretty well.
In Hebrew, yeah.
Yeah, I mean your Yiddish is suspect because I talked to you
Yiddish,
in Yiddish.
My Hebrew, it's not Yiddish. Yiddish is
and because I've slammed you a couple times in Yiddish and you haven't caught it, so I knew you didn't know Yiddish.
What do you mean? It's Yiddish is Germanic, lingo.
I called you a shanda and you didn't say anything.
You call me what?
A shanda.
A shanda. John here knows pretty all these Yiddish expressions.
But it's a shanda.
It's not Hebrew though.
Let me use the word in a context. Von not talking to me is a shanda. Let me put it that way. All right.
Fuck no.
Yeah. Von needs to get his ass back on here and let's kill some things.
Shanda is a Jewish person that is despicable because they do all the terrible stereotype Jewish things.
No. A shanda is more like
It's a Jew that makes other Jews look bad.
No. A shanda is not a person. A shanda is like an incident that's embarrassing or disgrace.
It's a Jewish person that makes other Jewish people.
It's not a person. It's not a reference to a person. A shanda is a thing, an event, an occurrence. It's not a person.
Like a show is the Holocaust, like something that's really terrible. A shanda is like something that's terrible, but it's not quite on the level of a Shoah. It's like a little Shoah. Shanda and a Shoah.
Like
Shanda.
It's a disgrace.
Shanda means disgrace.
Yeah, it's not a person.
Yeah, well, if you're a disgrace,
but it doesn't describe a person. It's an incident.
I guess you can use it in a roundabout way. But anyway, let's move on.
Anyway, that's not
Yiddish.
Hebrew. That's Yiddish. That's Yiddish.
I know, and I said that. It's Yiddish.
That's not Hebrew.
I know because I don't know Hebrew. I know what Yiddish I know is.
Well, that's my first language, Hebrew. I was born here, and that's the language I was taught when I was a kid, and that's the language I know.
Okay.
It's not Yiddish, and that's the language the Hebrew Bible is written in Hebrew.
But even then,
anyway, the point being, Hebrew, I can with the little Hebrew that I know and the little understanding of Judaism I know, I can read the Torah and find out just by reading the Torah that Jesus is BS, malarkey, as Joe Biden would say, malarkey. Okay. I don't need to be a fucking historian. I don't need to have. I was on the Great Debate show once, and I debated this fucking Christian apologetic guy, and he had like 15 different PhDs, and he's like, "Well, what are you doing here if you're not an academic? If you don't have any PhDs?" I said to the prick, I don't need to even have a history. I don't even need to go to fucking school to know that Jesus is bullshit. I mean, you don't need to have an education. You just need your Bible. You need a chumash and a good pair of brain, a good pair of eyes to read the goddamn words to find out that Jesus is a bunch of malarkey. That's all you need.
You're reading a book.
All you need is love.
You're reading a book about a guy that hasn't been born yet.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Who did a lot of we're going to bring up Robert Eisenman, the professor from Cal State, and the work he did. And
even Bart Ehrman says that Jesus was a person.
All right, yeah. So this Dead Sea investigator, researcher that happens to be an Ashkenazic Jew, also says that there was some historical figure that was being groomed by the Essene rebels, which were not peaceful, pacifistic ascetics in the desert.
All right, let's move it up to where it gets hot. It's starting to get
organic messianic movement.
Sure, why not? Sammy can kick fucking ass. He was in the military, man.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you just historically speaking, what do Aryans look like?
I didn't say Aryan. It's like a super Jew you called me.
No, I said, yeah, you would be super Jew if you were Aryan. If you were Aryan.
You get even Greek-looking sons of bitches in Afghanistan, where they...
I want to talk to Sammy about
okay. That's why we have 50 channels. So if we get knocked down on one channel, we go to another channel.
There we go.
Now, John, serious question. What's the difference? I'm talking here out both sides of my mouth.
It's like the Andrew Dice Clay joke. Hey, if I have one apple, the teacher said to me, hey, what's the difference between 2 apples and 3 bananas? That's what I said to you, bitch. What's the difference?
What's
the difference, buddy?
Okay.
I remember his gay jokes from the 80s. That's like
I'm sorry Wilson has just donated $1.99. J-Dub's recovering from a 26-hour workday. Just wanted to put the same shirt on that he's been wearing for over a month and play some video games with his daddy Von. We're terrible people for laughing at the father-son interaction.
Well, I don't think any of us will lose sleep tonight, but thank you very much, Wilson. I do appreciate that.
It would never
Don't worry, folks. They started arguing around here-ish.
fly today. They would never let him get away with
fly today.
So nothing he says would fly.
Question,
anyway,
John.
what are you going to say?
What is the difference? Because I have heard you and Sam and Vaughn, and other people, and Emo is another one, that you guys have tons of sock accounts. As soon as one goes down, you guys put another one up. Rizzler or whatever her name is with the 400 channels and Blue. But you guys have the same thing with different channels. I mean, it's almost a game. Who's going to have more sock accounts versus who has more channels?
Well, the difference is we don't have. What we have aren't sock accounts. A sock account is an account that has no videos. No, you don't use it. The only thing you do is you log in because you can't get into your main channel to harass the person. That's a sock account.
It's
like if you were to what?
It's a placeholder.
It's a placeholder. We have 3 channels. Vonhelton 1, Vonhelton 2, Vonhelton 3. Vonhelton 2 used to be my old channel. So it's Vonhelton's main channel. So Vonhelton has his channel. Then I have my channel where I have Sammy's shows, my shows, everything. Then we had the backup channel just in case my channel or Von's channel got taken down.
Do you stream on that channel?
What happened?
Do you stream on that channel?
We have been streaming on the backup channel mostly, yes.
But I mean, you don't always. My point is that when you have multiple accounts for either as a user or as a creator.
But I don't log into the accounts to go to another account to harass people. That's what people do with sock accounts. When it's suspended, and I leave it alone until it's back up and running. That's the difference between what I do and what they do. People use those channels not to make videos on, not to live stream on. They just use it to harass people, to make a new channel over and over again to harass people. That's a sock account.
No, wait, I've never made a video. And I got money.
These trolls like Blue, they have hundreds of channels where they just harass me constantly, and they do nothing with the channel other than leave nasty comments. That's a sock account.
They create different names and different avatars and whatever, and they use their channel for harassing on the chats. Wait, John. So like the Vonhelton channels 2, 3, 4. They're all suspended for different reasons. Like, how much of a time lapse has already occurred between those channels?
There's one Vonhelton channel that's on the 2-month suspension from the Atler video. There's another one that has a strike on it that can be used. It can be used, but if I get one more strike, it will be terminated. So I have to wait for the strikes to clear. That was because it got flagged because I did a show with you once talking about the Fauci ouchies. about a couple of months ago. That I still got time on that one. Once the time is up, then we'll go. That's okay. So the way it works is you get flagged, and if you get another flag within a certain amount of time, you get 2 strikes. And if you get another flag within a certain amount of time, you get 3 strikes. You get terminated. But if you let the time run out before you get flagged again, you don't get the second strike, if that makes sense. So we have 1 strike, 2 strike. I'm waiting for those 2 strikes to dissipate, and then we'll be okay. We'll be safe. We'll be in the clear.
Wow.
All right, well, Sammy, you know
That's okay.
that.
It's all right. It happens. You know what happens,
I mean, and John, you're also on the list too. So, I mean, that's not
I'm on thank you. What list am I on? The one that the Nazis have?
I told you. I told you when you pissed me off, I started a file. So, do you know what that means, John?
What is it? What is it? A fucking threat? I don't give a shit if you have me on a list.
Well, okay.
Put me on a fucking list. I think that is pride.
Gay pride.
You don't want a bunch of assholes.
Is that what you're saying? You're saying you're gonna get people to come after me? Is that what you're saying?
We're all about pride on the chat.
I would never do that. I mean, I listen. I strongly disagree with any form of trolling, unless they deserve it.
I don't believe in any sort of killing unless they deserve it. I don't believe in rape. I mean, maybe if they deserved it, I guess.
Hey,
You're telling me that Shannon and Rev and all their begging and faking illnesses and all that bullshit. You're telling me that I don't have a right to go on there and criticize them? Nothing about trolling. I don't have a right to criticize them.
I think people have a right to critique someone else in a respectful way. But what these people do on the internet is abusive. I mean, look at most of these videos towards me and Sammy and Vaughn. There's a video out there, Sammy. I don't know if you've seen it, where someone's making fun of you.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, because you go whatever. Dan likes to make fun of you to doing that too. And I'm like thinking to myself, this guy has fucking 2 cockeyed eyes. This guy's nose is crooked, uglier than a fucking.
The leftists and the atheist Jews, and the bankers, they want to slaughter in the streets.
Whatever.
He's got the
audacity to criticize someone else.
Wait a second.
Let me finish. The problem I have, Woody, is that most people who criticize someone else, they don't really criticize them for their points or their political ideology or their religious beliefs. They criticize them because of stupid bullshit like how they look or how they dress, how they sound.
Yeah.
So it's not, there's no real criticism. If you have a problem with my political beliefs, criticize me. Say something, you don't like what I said politically. Okay. I don't mind. But don't make fun of me because I sound like a New Yorker or, I have a beard or something. That's, look at him, he has a beard. That's stupid. That's dumb.
This is for Vaughn, if he's listening. Listen, Vaughn, I had nothing, and I don't think John did anything intentionally, but I had nothing to do with, supposedly keeping you out of the conversation. I was actually expecting you to be a part of the conversation and to moderate the discussion, because Atwell started going off on the subject matter, which got us censored, and I couldn't.
Bam. I'm a hot dog. Bam. I'm a hot dog. Bam. I'm a hot dog. Look at me. Look at me. Bam. I'm a hot dog. Bam. I'm a hot dog. Bam. I'm a hot dog. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm a hot dog. Everybody party. I'm a hot dog. Fun on a bike.
stop them. You know.
All right.
Well, I'm
Hopefully
sorry.
one-
I'm sorry you got suspended. I don't want that to happen to anybody. I do believe in freedom of speech. But I mean, I
I
understand.
told him what happened, and he said that's bullshit. It's like I hate censorship, and that we could do it over again, whatever. But I told him, you know, next time you can't talk about that so freely. It's just YouTube doesn't want to let people talk about it.
You can actually talk about on YouTube. You could be a Holocaust denier on YouTube. You know that there are people out here on YouTube that actually say that the Holocaust never happened, and they're on YouTube.
No,
And
no,
they're big channels.
there's
you know,
no channels out there that say that. You cannot.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot say the
There
H.
are people out there.
You cannot say the H word, capital H word. Capital
What
H.
does that mean?
Not just
Capital H
Holocaust.
word? What?
Has to be capital
The
H.
Holocaust.
The Holocaust.
There are people. There are
Jewish
people on YouTube.
Jewish Holocaust is
There are
with
people on
capital H.
the internet that. There are people on YouTube that are Holocaust deniers with a capital H, capital D.
I need G-Man.
And they're fucking
Someone
idiots.
get hold of G-Man now.
I'm Sorry Wilson has just donated $1.99. Yes, J-Dubs, people don't make fun of you because of your religious or political beliefs. Because anyone with two eyes can tell that you don't actually have any. You change religions about as often as I rotate my tires.
Bam. There's some truth right there. Thank you very much, Wilson. Thank you very much.
They're fucking idiots.
Well, that's okay.
Nobody gives.
Nobody gives.
Nobody
The
gives
point
it
is. The
Nobody
point
gives it
is.
There's no.
Hey, John, you look like a walking.
Assholes
You look like right now, you look like a talking Irish flag. Look at that. You got the colors there, the red. I mean, the orange, white, and green.
You'll
You
never
look
hear
like
me. You'll
you
never
look
hear
like
me
a
deny
walking, talking Irish flag. Right there.
Holocaust. I mean, that's one of the best nights of my life was ruined because of the damn Holocaust Museum. So that's all I gotta say.
I've known people who traveled to the Holocaust Museum, the one in Washington D.C., and they come back and they're like crying and they're traumatized. And I say, you know, yeah. And one time I went and I went to the Holocaust Museum, not the one in Washington D.C., but there's ones here on Long Island. And it's pretty brutal. I don't know why people go to those places. I'm not saying that people shouldn't go and learn about the Holocaust, but
I was avoiding
to see that type. I mean, it's like why don't they just make a museum where they actually just put people in the little gas tank, fucking little ovens.
Can I share something
and watch
with you?
people be disintegrated? I mean, what the fuck, you know? I mean, why would you go to look at that?
I was in Germany, and I was avoiding going to any of the camps while I was in Germany. I left it for the last few months when I was still there in the U.S. Army. I just didn't want to be traumatized by it. But I drove down to Dachau from my base outside of Nuremberg and from Ansbach. And I went there specifically to go see the concentration camp. And I had my head shaved, and I looked like a concentration camp inmate. And I was going through the museum, and I was like in shock. I was like, I lived that. I was like walking around there, and I was like I feel the energy, you feel it. And it's like I went into the gas chamber that was still intact. I saw the ovens. I saw the what do you call them? The barracks that still some of them that still existed, and some that were remade. And it's just like I'm glad I left it for last, because I didn't want that to be on my mind for the whole entire time I was in Germany in the U.S. Army. I left it for the last experience because I just didn't, and it did really put me in a sort of like whoa. In a really kind of like whacked out kind of state of mind,
Does that give? Does the gate there have mock Arbeit free too?
Yeah. What is it?
I was like 27 then. I was in shape.
You go to the Yad Vashem Hall. Oh. Okay.
Anyway, she and hotels with British.
Yeah, I was sorry. I was looking at my phone for a second. Someone was talking to me. What's up?
We're
I
talking
came
about
back in. I clicked back up because I heard someone saying killing British people, and I deserve it. What are they doing? What are they doing?
Why is it so difficult to understand that you should not kill other people that don't agree with you?
That's
Because
what the British do. The English, they made a history of fucking killing people for a living. What are you talking about? You know how many groups of people have been exterminated because of English people? What are you, fucking high?
Name one.
the Boers of
The
South
United
Africa,
States, the 13 colonies.
We're still here.
the Indians.
The
Remember how they shot into
Indians,
the crowds
everyone.
of Indians that were
They're
peaceful?
all still here. They're all still here. The
Hey,
Spanish,
Anglo-Saxons,
Spanish
the
killed other
English,
people.
or the Anglo,
The
the
Spanish
English, or the
killed other people.
shot at
Anglo-Saxons,
Mahatma Gandhi.
the English were the Anglo-Saxons. They're invaders from Germany who went to the British Isles and exterminated all the Gaelic, Irish, and Scottish people that lived there. That's how they got there. That's how
Forgot
the
about
history.
Braveheart?
That's how the nation formed.
Those were the Romans that started
Forgot
invading.
about William
The
Wallace.
Romans did that too. The Romans also fucking have a history of killing icebergs. Thank you for reminding me.
William Wallace.
Anyway,
Okay.
Sammy, go on and tell us a little bit about the history of the King James
Macaulay.
Hotel and
Macaulay. Macaulay.
Sammy,
Yeah.
who Yasser
The second interview that got us censored. And, we're talking about the British Freemasonry that was the proto-Zionism that began in 1840
and China giving all the fentanyl to Americans.
and that decided Ergun, terrorist leader. Who wrote it were anti-church. Hey, Woody, are you a Freemason?
Somebody woke me up. I literally.
Reason here, 3 cousins voted for you.
All right,
There's the man.
Oh, Vaughn! Hey, Vaughn, how are you,
Thank
Vaughn,
God.
baby?
Thank God I got a fucking voice of reason here to go with this. Vaughn,
Hey,
tell him.
Wait. I want to personally apologize to Vaughn for getting all of his channels clinked. I apologize.
At least he should have been there for it.
I wanted you there, Vaughn. I wanted you to moderate. I mean, I couldn't get.
Nobody gave me a link. Nobody woke me up. I literally slept through it. I told John repeatedly, "Wake me up, wake me up." I left it on Steam, Skype. I left numerous messages. Wake me up so that I don't oversleep. And
if you were there, you would have stopped him from going off on the.
It's not Vaughn's fault you got banned. It's not Vaughn's fault for not being not able to be regulated. Self-control.
Well, the thing of it is that my name needs to be removed from all the channels. I want my image, my likeness, my name. I want all association from the channels removed. And not only that, but you'll get views again if you.
John's not even paying attention. You're
Well,
talking
the point is, Google is not going to let you get any views as long as my name and my image is on the channel. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. So it's in your best interest and mine to remove my name and my likeness and any association with me from these channels. And
I got one thing to say, but you make it sound like I give a shit about YouTube.
The Twitch channels, the YouTube channels, and the Twitter pages. No mention of me whatsoever. None, zero. And as a result, like I said, you may start actually getting views. I mean, your guess, Mr. Atwell, even on some obscure YouTube channels, which I've actually went and looked. He's been on even some obscure channels. The guy pulls in thousands of views. How many views have we got? Oh, we got 300 goddamn views.
No, we got 400 for the 410 for the first one.
Well, hold on. So obviously, it's because of my name. It's because Google is silencing me. And if you remove my name and remove my likeness from the Twitter, the Twitch, and the YouTube stuff, you'll probably start getting thousands of views. This one podunk channel out in the middle of nowhere in YouTube, he pulled in 30,000 goddamn views with Mr. Atwell. And I didn't even know who this fuck was. He certainly is a part of the truth movement. I didn't know this guy from Adam. And he pulled in 30 grand views because he had Atwell as his guest. Okay, so obviously you have to remove me permanently from.
I have one question for you,
more
Ron.
than anything else, it's the rhetoric It doesn't matter who's at the top of it. If you're getting
Well,
banned,
the rhetoric has something to do, but even without the rhetoric, he's not going to. You're not going to get any
you can't
views.
blow people up, Vaughn. God damn it, you can't threaten to blow people up.
That's true, but you're not going to get any views anyway because Google has a hard on for me for whatever fucking reason, and I think I know what it is too. It's
And
because
see,
of
this
Obama.
is the deal. This is where you guys don't think long. You guys have to think long term here. Think long term. See, you go on there and you expect instant result, instant gratification.
Dude, I just told you.
Stop.
Some podunk idiot got 30,000 views. Man.
Right.
Look at J-Dub's face. Look at J-Dub's. He is so pissy right now that Vaughn wants to remove his name and shit. Because he knows that 300 or 400 views is way better than like the 23 views he was getting on his own. He don't give a fuck. And to this day, as far as I know, Vaughn's name and likeness is still all over everything.
And he's nobody. He's a nobody.
Exactly.
30,000 views.
I know, but let it sit for
I got
5
only
years.
one.
But
I got
listen,
only one question.
And if you let it sit for 5 years, Vaughn, you let it sit for 5 years,
Yeah,
and Mr.
5
Atwell
years.
continues to do his.
I may not even have 5 years. You
Well,
realize
I'm
I'm going to be
I have
60
one.
this
I have
October.
one question for Vaughn. If you want me to remove your name, I will. But I have one question for you, Vaughn.
Go ahead.
I have
you
one
love me?
question for you. Oh, Vaughn, did you freeze? Vaughn, you still there?
No, I'm waiting for you.
Oh. You get ready to kill something in Borderlands?
I don't know.
Let's go kill something. That's my question.
I'm off to bed. It's way late here, you know. We got Vaughn back to play his video games with John, and
Well, I
at
think
least
John
that's
ignored. I think John ignored most of everything we were talking about, though. I mean, that's the sad thing is you totally ignored Vaughn when he was talking.
No,
But
I
the-
didn't. I
the
mean,
point is-
if he really wants me to delete the names and stuff, I mean,
Yes,
that's
I
kind of
do.
sad. But
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
okay.
I want you. You know, you can put them
I
back.
don't know how
to-
long it's gonna.
Well, it shouldn't take
I don't
that
know how
long.
long
I
it's
mean,
gonna
shit.
take me, but it's gonna.
You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy that we
You're
at
already
least
suspended. Why does it matter? I mean, you're already suspended. Now you got everything suspended under Vaughn's name.
Oh fuck me! Everything is suspended. What?
Every
what are you talking
goddamn
about?
channel.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, the name, he did actually change the names. I haven't even checked yet. I thought last time I looked anyways, they were still the same. But yeah, maybe he did change the names, but he's not happy about it. Look at him. He's fucking pissed.
yeah.
So
How?
yeah, I mean,
How?
now
How
he's
the
yeah,
fuck?
so
We weren't there to moderate. The guy
he's
Atwell
gonna give it
went
back
off.
to you.
All the Atwell went off. How did Atwell go off?
You should watch. You should listen. You could go to my YouTube. You could go to my Facebook, and
I
you'll
can't
see
go to your
there the
Facebook.
link to the Odyssey.
I can't go to
Of,
your
you
Facebook.
know-
I'm banned on Facebook.
All right. Well, my
And by the
channel's
way,
open.
if you do have a Facebook channel, you need to go to the fake Vonhelton channel on Facebook, and you need to flag it because I haven't been on Facebook in years, and apparently the trolls have taken my old account or hacked into it or some shit and are running around with it saying that I'm a goddamn pedophile and a homosexual and I'm having
Hey,
butt
there-
sex
hey,
with
Vaughn,
everybody and everything.
Hey, Vaughn.
So get over there, get
We're
over
not
to
saying anything
Facebook,
about
find that
touching
Vonhelton
kids.
channel, and flag the
Hey,
fuck
Vaughn,
out
there's
of it.
the link. There's the link to the interview. You can
And tell
watch
them
the
that
whole
it's
show.
not me. Tell them that it's not me.
Vaughn.
You could go. You could go to the. You
There's
could go
nothing
to
wrong
that
with
link.
having. There's nothing wrong with supporting groups of other types. I mean, most
Yeah,
of the
but
stuff,
that- yeah,
most of the
I
stuff on
mean-
your page is
Well, wait,
trans
wait,
rights.
okay, stop. They're not doing it to benefit me, obviously. They're not doing it to benefit me, obviously. They're doing it to try to defame me and shit. But that is not my account anyway, because I was banned from Facebook. But the thing of it is, if there's Vonhelton channels on Facebook, you need to flag them and tell them, hey, you banned Vonhelton years ago, which they did. And that's obviously not me. So, you know, I don't need my name besmirched any more than it already is. Okay. So, you know, if you would be so kind as to go to Facebook and alert them that there's one, if not more than one, fake Facebook channel out there with my name on it. Because obviously it's not me. I've been banned from Facebook now for God, how many years? Probably close to 5.
And that's where Johnny pulled the plug on that particular one. But we're not over yet, folks. We got a few other little nuggets. I don't know what these are. Again, I'm out of the loop. I don't know. But over in Odyssey, we got a couple. Now, maybe you guys have seen them. I'm sure they're not. Well, I was right. 88, I'm sure, is enthralling. We have total setup. We already checked out the Rootin' for Putin. There was some funny stuff in that. But then we had the first Atwell interview there. And this guy wants to come back. Like I said, he's a fucking nutter too, apparently. So, anyways, folks, thanks for joining. Thumbs it up. Let's move into Odyssey here and see if there's anything worth watching in these videos. No idea what they're about. Skip all this shit. Just waiting for my Canadian internet to catch up with itself here. Folks. While we're waiting, I guess if you want to join us over on MeWe, the headquarters of THN, there is the link. If you would like to join us over on Discord, there's the link. Let me refresh this bad boy. It's too much. It's too much, folks.
Answer me.
There we go.
For years I have asked you, where is justice? Where is punishment? Why are the innocent dying while the guilty go free? Why the senseless killing? Why the stealing? Why has everything been allowed to occur the way it has? But perhaps you've already answered me. Perhaps you've already told me where it is. Perhaps punishment is in me. I've got a message for all the scumbags, losers, killers, and haters of this world. Evil must be punished. And the little red sign says, "We are live, we are live, we are live," and it is so. And, I was told by someone a while back, they said, you better watch John because he's not your friend. He's just using you for what he can get out of you. And no, this wasn't a troll that told me this. This was someone else. This was a neutral party. And of course, I argued with this individual. I said, well, I don't know that John would do such a thing.
Is this a re-up of an old video? Like, this is old, and I think we've seen this. Huh.
He's never done such a thing in the past. Well, I was in John's show where I totally owned Todd Malacote and Dan the Man, Solar Marshall, on this whole IQ thing. And I went to go get the video here on StreamYard because I couldn't get it off.
Yeah, this is like a year old.
Or Twitch.
This is old. I wonder what prompted him. That's why I'm kind of skimming through to see if there's some new material in there. Like, why he would just... Instead of the blue, re-up this.
Sorry Wilson has just donated $1.99. Once again, is like everyone to appreciate Von's intro. In those 30 seconds, Von has aged at least 40 years.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like a time elapse. It's like, a capsule, if you will, that we've opened, and we can see, actually, it's kind of like watching J-Dubs through the videos, through the thumbnails, as the collar, folks, of his shirt gets more and more stretched, right? Yeah, so I wonder what prompted Vaughn to put up like a year-old video, because this is way back with the 190 IQ shit. That's got to be like a year, isn't it?
Sure, anywhere else, because it wasn't processed yet. So I was going to get the copy here off of StreamYard, and and then use that to mount my defense and to prove these guys totally owned them. And I'll be daggone if the damn thing hadn't been deleted. Now, why would John want to delete a video that's going to totally own Solar Marshall and Todd Malico? See, that doesn't make any sense. Makes absolutely no sense unless John was in on it. I mean, John was the one that invited me into the video into his live show to begin with, and it just doesn't seem, there's no reason for him to have deleted the video unless he didn't want me to get it. Now, unfortunately for him, I was still able to get it by other means. And in fact, I'm going to be putting it in Filmora right now and editing it so that we can get that clip that I need, because I need the clip off of it where it shows that they were totally fucking up and that they were totally wrong about what they were saying on this IQ shit. And that's the thing too, of all the stupid things to bring up, something about IQ, which, as I told this Wildheart guy, the IQ fluctuates. It doesn't stay the same. It fluctuates. It's never the same. But let me find the part where good old Solar comes in and attacks me. Literally comes in and attacks me openly. Where the hell is it? We gotta find that shit. There he is. Okay, there he is. Bear with me, guys.
Mine has nothing to do with all in there. It's just due to music. Because they do a lot of karaoke, so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. I got it.
And it's just due to music.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on?
John, you need to like get this like a minute. No, you look good, man. What are you like a?
That was a joke. I wasn't even trying.
I got like 100. Of course, Todd Malick was going and got hit by a truck, man. Well, I hadn't been drinking at the other store. Todd Malick was going and he did a parallel test on.
Let's see.
He did. Todd Malick. Well,
I'm editing a video. Bear with me, folks.
hit by a truck, man.
All right. Snip that right there. Boom. Okay. And then we need to find the part where I am explaining the actual.
I wouldn't get out and see the stage until I did. What video game you playing the
Either. So.
Is score that indicates how far above or how far below his or her peer group an individual stands in mental ability. The peer group score is an talk about numbers. What's the average? I just told you the fucking average. It's 100. Hello? Yeah, you're ranking above fucking 100. You claim it. You claim it's 190 IQ.
I don't know if you caught some of that, but if you watch Vonhelton, and I've noticed this in early videos, I'm going to skip ahead when he starts talking again, but he'll actually like mouth his parts of the conversation, like under his breath. He did it just a second ago. If you watch close, he'll do it sometimes while he's watching himself.
Nothing to do with testing. It has nothing to do with mathematics.
See, he's mouthing.
How you compare these like that. It's how you compare to your
It's not working on exactly at our disposal. It's they're working out how best well wish you have in your
Okay,
field.
well, I can get just the other day, the first 3 or 4 tests.
Bear with me, people.
Failed the shit out. Here's the thing, Walter. Okay, let me help you with a real life example of myself. Okay, when I was 5 years old, I was reading Shakespeare. Okay, most 5-year-olds are not reading Shakespeare. Okay, they're reading Dr. Seuss. They're reading Dr. Seuss, or they're trying to girls, tales, or some other shit like that. But they're sure as fuck not reading Shakespeare. Okay, so now based upon that, I'm well above.
Just had to go through every line, explain it to us. You know what every line meant. Just cover the language. Yes, yeah.
I did not say I was for government. I said I worked for the government. So that's all I've ever said. That's all I've ever.
And I got a 190 on it. And I was very proud of that fact. And they wanted to know why a 5-year-old kid was reading Shakespeare and was able to tell you all the dinosaurs by name and be able to spell them correctly. Well, I attributed it to just being a bookworm. But little did I know that other kids weren't like me. Other kids weren't reading Shakespeare and able to talk about archaeology like I was. And so they were fascinated by it, and they gave me a fucking IQ test. Big fucking deal. It was back when I was a child. I probably couldn't pass. I probably couldn't pass a simple rudimentary test today, because that was then. This is now.
Yes.
But the point is that something.
So Von, when he was 5, was a super genius. I mean, around 30 points, give or take, above someone like Einstein. And but now he couldn't, admittedly, even pass a rudimentary test, which he actually demonstrated. That's how this all came about, just by the way.
So fucking stupid is now going to get everybody blocked and banned, and going to get Todd thrown in a court of law. Now, why is Todd going to get thrown in a court of law? Todd's going to get thrown in a court of law because he's colluding with a damn domestic terrorist like a fucking moron. And so he's going to get his ass thrown in prison, whether he likes it or not. Because, hey, surprise, you can't fucking mess with people like that. Okay, you can't mess with domestic terrorists. That's a crime. Okay, you can't do that. Plus, you were slandering, libeling, and defaming my character anyway. Because your purpose was not to, oh, I'm just calling him on his bullshit. No, you're not. You're trying to put me in, and you're trying to get people incensed and trying to get people to hate me. Okay, incitement to riot, I believe, is the correct term, if I recall correctly. And let's get old Todd ready here, because we got to get him. We got to get that up here. Good old Toddy. Is Todd and PS to steal their kids, break up their marriages, whatever it took. And so Blue here, Aaron Gray, and Tiffany Moser and Doug McGuire set about on the internet to do exactly that, destroy anybody's life that spoke out against Sandy Hook. Well, good old Blue found me, and he's been stuck to me like glue ever since. And so anyone colluding with Blue is colluding with a real live domestic terrorist, for real. Not I'm not bloviating, I'm not making shit up. They really are. Okay. And it's unfortunate, but hey, not my problem, right? Yeah, it's not my problem. All right, let me bring this up. And let's bring this up. And let's share the screen and share the audio so that we get it. Okay. All right, here we go.
Oh, like a proper Irishman.
All right, here we go. What is IQ? What is IQ?
Yeah, I got an IQ test for you. I got an IQ test question.
Yeah, but none of us.
So this is great because this is John with the molestache. This was a good little era for John. Look at that fucking thing.
You're going to be a genius except Vaughn. He's way above genius level.
I'm not. Holy shit. Genius is like 267 or something.
No, it's not. Start reading.
Yeah, it is.
Start reading. You said, what is IQ?
Okay,
Yeah,
what is IQ? IQ is a type of standard score that indicates how far above or how far below his or her peer group an individual stands in mental ability. The peer group score is an IQ of 100. This is obtained by applying the same test to huge numbers of people from all socioeconomic strata of society and taking the average. Okay, so the average is 100, dude. The average
I
is
told you,
100.
so you're 90 above the 100.
I'm just 90 above average. Yeah.
Just 90. Huge number. Keep reading, Vaughn. Keep reading.
The term IQ was coined in 1912 by the psychologist William Stern in relation to the German term intelligence quotient. At that time, IQ was represented as a ratio of mental age to chronological age. Okay, notice there isn't any talk about math in there. Oh, God. Anyway, so if an individual of 10 years of age has a mental age of 10, their IQ would be 100. However, if their mental age was greater than their chronological age, i.e., 12 rather than 10, their IQ would be 120. Similarly, if their mental age was lower than their chronological age, their IQ would be lower than 100. Okay, you notice there's no talk about math in there, not even a talk about tests. It's about how much more intelligent you are than your peers.
Just start it. First thing you did was talk about numbers. What's the average? Just keep reading, please.
I just told you the fucking average. It's 100. Hello?
Yeah, you're 90 above fucking 100. You claim it. You claim to be a 190 IQ.
I just read it to you. It has nothing to do with testing. It has nothing to do with mathematics. It's how you compare to your peers. It's how you compare to your peers.
Yeah, it's not like an almost they had all the scores up. It's best. They're working out how best well wish you have than your peers.
Okay, well, Wildheart, I can give a real
The
life
fucking
example.
test you took the other day is the first 3 or 4 tests.
The test I took the other day was a fucking joke.
Failed the shit out of it.
Here's the thing, Wildheart. Okay, I can give a real life example of myself. Okay, when I was 5 years old, I was reading Shakespeare. Okay, most 5-year-olds most 5-year-olds are not reading Shakespeare. Okay, they're just not.
They're reading Dr. Seuss.
They're reading Dr. Seuss, or they're pulling girls' pigtails, or some other shit like that. But they're sure as fuck not reading Shakespeare. Okay, so now based upon that, I'm well.
Wait a minute. I just want to put it back a sec.
Myself, okay. When I was 5 years old, I was reading Shakespeare.
Bear with me,
Okay,
folks.
most 5-year-olds are not reading Shakespeare. Okay, they're just not.
They're reading Dr. Seuss.
They're reading.
So right there, that mustache, the mustache, the mustache chin combination, folks, just screams registry. If you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like that just screams, 500 meters from any public park, just screams, restraining order. It's there's a lot of power in that stash, folks.
Seuss, or they're pulling girls' pigtails, or some other shit like that. But they're sure as fuck not reading Shakespeare. Okay, so now based upon that, I'm well above my peer group. Okay?
Okay.
And that's how you determine the IQ number. It's not by math. It's not by tests. It's not by any of that shit. It's how far advanced you are from your peers. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all it is. And I just
So you don't have you don't have a set IQ throughout your life then, because surely that can
no, it'll
change.
fluctuate. Yeah,
The
it'll fluctuate.
government ate it and they took it.
Yeah, it'll fluctuate, certainly. But yeah, it's in relation to how you are compared to your peers. I assure you, no other 5-year-olds in my area were reading Shakespeare. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one. As
We
far
read
as I know,
Shakespeare
I'm
at
the only one.
school, and the teacher had to go through every line and explain it to us. You know what every line meant, just because of the language.
Right.
Yeah, that is impressive.
Right, but yeah, it's not. It has nothing to do with tests or mathematics. It has to do with how you are with your peer group. Okay. In fact, Einstein. I mean, can you say Einstein had a high IQ? No, not if you go by what you're saying, because Einstein flunked school. So how
He
the
was
hell
the
are you going to say he has
160.
an No, Solar. You're the one that claimed it was about mathematics and about tests. All right. So there we go. Okay, I read it right off the website. Okay. I read it right off the website. And, and of course they all got butt hurt as a result. Well, that's not my problem, obviously. That's not my problem. But the point is that Todd and John and Dan set this thing up, apparently, to just, make a mockery out of me. And that, over something that happened back when I was a kid, folks, okay? Something that happened years ago when I was a child. And like I said, the website that I read it off of, an IQ website, said it has nothing to do with mathematics or tests or any shit like that. It's how you are in relation to your peers. And that's all it is. And that stupid.
See,
IQ
the irony
test
here
that I
is
took
how stupid Vaughn is. Because first of all, see how he's twisted that? Just because he didn't read anything specifically about tests and stuff doesn't mean that the website said it's not about tests or math or anything. The website didn't necessarily say that. But it does say it's a metric of your quote-unquote intelligence relative to your peer group. Well, how would they do that? How would they evaluate that, Vaughn? How did they come up with your fabled 190 IQ? Well, according to you, they observed above average abilities for a child of that age, so they pulled you in, and what did they do? How did they come up with the 190 number? Oh, they tested you, right? Because otherwise, how can you evaluate someone's intelligence if you don't test it and have some kind of a metric, like a numbering system? Wow, what a concept.
online is a joke. It's a fucking joke. It has nothing to do, it's not going to tell me how I am to my peers at all. In fact, that test was probably taken by 70-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 18-year-olds. Okay, are those in my peer group? No. See, an IQ test is something that is controlled, okay? When I got my IQ test when I was a kid, there was other kids my age there, okay? It wasn't, this IQ test you take on the internet, an 18-year-old could be taking it, a 50-year-old could be taking it, an 88-year-old could be taking it. So it's not an accurate IQ test. It's not a real IQ test at all. A real IQ test is under very stringent conditions in a controlled setting by people your same age, period. Okay. And of course, people were fascinated that as a child, I was big into Shakespeare and I was big into dinosaurs, and they wanted to know why. And so they gave me an IQ test, and I got a 190 on it because I was well above my peer group. And that's it. That's all it was. No big deal. And really, this whole thing got started years ago, literally years ago, because I was talking to somebody about how things were when I was a child, and that's it. That's all there is to it. That's no big deal. But see, these trolls they make big deals out of stupid shit and out of shit that is totally irrelevant, because we gotta pwn him, we gotta own him, we gotta make him look like he's a liar, and that and that he's doing this and doing that, and of course, I've just totally destroyed their whole narrative. But the thing of it is, oh yeah, well, see, Vaughn didn't pass a mathematics test, therefore he doesn't have a 190 IQ. That's not how you get a 190 IQ. You get a 190 IQ in a controlled environment with nobody but your peers, and it has nothing to do with math. It's about how you relate to your peers. And I was obviously heads and shoulders above my peers at the time. And I even said in the video, hey, today I'd probably flunk even a remedial CATS test. It was just to see why I was so good with Shakespeare and
in kindergarten, folks. He was heads and shoulders above his peers in kindergarten with a 190 IQ at 5 years old. But now he admits he couldn't even pass a remedial test, which he demonstrated. Vaughn is correct on that.
And dinosaurs and shit. In fact, I distinctly remember, because I couldn't forget it, when I had a test on the African countries, one of the countries in Africa, I flunked it and got SWATs. Okay, so that has nothing to do. Testing has nothing to do with it. It's how you relate to your peers, and I was head and shoulders above my peers at the time. Nowadays, I don't know. Maybe I am, maybe I ain't. I really don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me. But it's important to note that this was a gotcha type thing. John invites me in, and then Dan attacks me, and then sets it up so that Todd can make a fucking video out of it. Well, that really sucks, John, and I hate that you did that to me, because when you deleted that video, you proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that you were in on this thing, or you wouldn't have deleted the video, right? You don't want me owning your buddy Todd and your buddy Dan. Well, I'm owning them anyway. Sorry. Because and it's over something that happened years ago when I was a child. That's the irony of the whole damn thing. What's that passage in the Bible? You got to come as a child. Damn. There's some irony in there somewhere, boys and girls. Oh, yes, there is. So John has been removed as a team member on this because, I caught him deleting videos, especially, like I said, that video that I needed to pwn his buddies here. Well, I managed to get it anyway. Sorry, John. I managed to get it anyway. And I managed to pwn Todd Malacote and Dan. And like I said, I'm this close of filing charges against Todd and throwing his ass in front of a judge because he's colluding. I have evidence he's colluding with a domestic terrorist. And I have a strong evidence that he is doing so to try to besmirch me, malign me, defame my character, etc., etc. Again, online IQ tests is not how you determine IQ. Your IQ is determined by how you relate to your peers. You're either going to be above them or on the same level with them or below them. But it has nothing to do with mathematics or stupid tests on the internet. Okay? And that is 31 minutes. I went 1 minute over. Oh, well, that's okay. But anyway, that's going to do it for me, folks. Y'all have a pleasant day and a better tomorrow. Bye.
All right, so that's Vonhelton. That was a re-upload. Is this a re-upload from BitChute? Someone said it may be, but this was, I was right 88. I never keep up with his, I was right how many he's at, because even if they were all true, man, for a man 58 years old to be only right 88 times is pretty sad. But chances are he's wrong. Chances are it's boring, but it's only 23 minutes, so let's check it out. While we wait for Odyssey. Alright, let's see if we can skip up a little bit here, folks.
Why are the innocent dying while the guilty go free?
Let me see that.
The only thing I can tell you is to prepare yourself for what you're about to hear and see. Because I was right yet again. And it's not very pleasant. You're not going to like it. You're not going to want to believe it. You're not going to want to admit to it. Unfortunately, I have video evidence. And so I'm going to present that evidence to you now. And ironically, the person that posted it said, my God, the conspiracy theorists were right again. That was their comment. That was their literal comment. The conspiracy theorists were right again. And we were, and we are, and we are consistently right. Even the mainstream media admitted that we conspiracy theorists were 91% accurate. That's a hell of a record. That's pretty good. I'll take those odds. I believe it's 100%, but I'll take 91 if you know, if they want to be sticklers about it. I'll take 91. You know, I don't believe it's 91. I believe it's 100%, but we'll take 91 because 91 is pretty damn good too. But yeah, even the mainstream.
Trying to up the resolution. That's Odyssey is fickle. God, I don't want to have to watch it in 380p. This is ridiculous. I have decent internet. This is totally Odyssey.
Mainstream media admitted we was 91% accurate.
Brother.
So what is this great thing I'm going to show you? Well, you're not going to believe it. I hope you're sitting down, and I hope you got a strong stomach, and I hope you're prepared for this. And I would remind every one of you, I was laughed at about this one too. I was told that it's all BS. Bullshit. That's what BS stands for, in case you're wondering. And I was told that, you know, sometimes even to my face via video conferencing or whatever. Yeah, Vaughn, you're crazy. You know, that stuff ain't legit. Well, I'm going to present to you video evidence that it is legit. And it's just gonna blow your mind. And so we're gonna go on ahead and we're gonna go on ahead and we're gonna do this first one because it's just gonna blow your fucking mind, man. It just really is. I don't know how else to describe it. It just is. So here we go, man. Without further ado.
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do, the babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight, the babies we eat.
And the caption put up by this guy. The conspiracy theorists were right again, and we were. Spirit cooking, Pizzagate, and adrenochrome are real. They are not figments of my imagination.
So, because she slipped, right, and instead of saying babies were having, food were eating in a public speech, this is the evidence, folks, that Vonhelton. Oh my goodness! At least we get a mukbang.
And the gods have said they would deal with these blood drinkers and flesh eaters, as I call them, which is accurate. Sick people, man. Sick people. But yeah, the caption literally is, I'll read it verbatim. The conspiracy theorists have literally never been wrong, not even once. That's the actual caption that this person put when they posted the video. What is that phrase out of the Bible, Christians? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. What do you want me to say? And Jews too, because I think that's Old Testament. So that would be Jews and Christians. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. And boy, she sure dropped a bombshell in our laps, didn't she? That's this woman, whoever she is. Obviously somebody prominent, I suspect. Wow. And you know, I almost was in those. I was almost in with that crowd, man. I was almost a part of those elite groups. Man, oh man. But Vaughn, if you'd have went down the New World Order path, you'd be rich right now. You wouldn't want for nothing. You'd have a lot of status and a lot of stature and a lot of yeah. But these people are sick. These people are evil. And they look down upon the common man as, quote, useless eaters, unquote. That's not me, man. That's not me. And I chose that a long, long time ago. I was led into a room full of senators, congressmen, foreign dignitaries, people of renown, people of, high stature. And it's like, oh, wow, what's this here? And I'm mingling with them, and they're asking me what my aspirations are and what I'm doing and what I'd like to see in a few years, et cetera, et cetera. And in the course of talking with them, they all seem to have a really negative opinion of the common man. And that's when I made my determination that that's not me. That's not me, man. Sorry. And yet another phrase quoted by Christians. What does it gain a man to get the whole world and then lose his eternal soul as a result? Well, as the reggae band War used to say back in the 60s, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Or not War, but what was the name of the band that did? I can't think of the name of the band. Anyway, it wasn't War, there was somebody else. But anyway, because there was a War band, then there was a War song, but the War song was not done by the War band, by the band War. It was done by somebody else. And I'm like, that's confusing. But anyway, the point is that that's quite a Freudian slip, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I've got another one for you. As if that wasn't enough, I got another one for you. This one's very interesting as well. Okay. Yes, you do. And I need to figure out how I'm going to... Okay, there we go. I hate it when it does that. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're good. Now we good, man. All right, let me get the audio, make sure I got the audio on. All right, this is another one that's going to blow your mind.
Have some visuals. What you have in front of you right now is Rebecca Lucille Schaefer, born November 6, 1967, died July 18th, 1989, at the age of 21, an actress. What photo do I have on top of Rebecca Lucille Schaefer? As always, I stop off at the halfway point. The eyebrows, eyes, nose, lips, mouth, chin, cheek, earrings, and ears have always stayed the same until now. What you're going to see is the smile of the person that's on top of Rebecca Lucille Schaefer. The smile only leaves the creases below the cheekbones. As I continue to allow the photo to emerge, the only thing now that you will see is the hairline of the photo that is coming out. As I continue to allow the photo to emerge, the hair from Rebecca Lucille Schaefer is gone. What we have here is Carrie Ann Lake, born August 23rd, 1969, age 53. I shall allow Rebecca Lucille Schaefer to reemerge. But don't get confused on the big hair from the 80s. Do the ears, mouth, eyes, eyebrows, cheek, chin, earrings, do they all line up as the photo is reemerging of Rebecca Lucille Schaefer?
That's crazy.
Okay, we're back at 100% of Rebecca Lucille Schaefer. I will allow Carrie.
Okay, I think we get it. So, I distinctly remember a certain someone telling you that nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. Now, this one even caught me by surprise because I wasn't expecting this one. I wasn't expecting this one. But that is amazing. That is amazing. It totally caught me by surprise.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's an implication here. Now, my American friends, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this Lake woman, isn't she that one that ran the election, and she's like a big right-wing Trump supporter that's all for the elections are rigged, and her election was rigged, and so the implication here is, Vaughn, if you think this person is like deceptive in some kind of New World Order plant, you're actually just admitting the plant is on your paradigm, your political paradigm, pushing the narratives you believe in. So that means you are being duped by the New World Order and believing this stuff, right? Vaughn, isn't that the implication?
Had to include it in the I was right because I was right. I told you guys that, there's body doubles out there. There's people that are taking the place of other people. And that, I ended up being right. This woman was supposedly dead, but what they did was they gave her a name change and a new identity. Gave her a chance to, I guess she was in some kind of trouble as a teenager or something. And so they put her in the witness protection program, gave her a new identity, and now she's doing her thing as Carrie Lake. Amazing. That's amazing, isn't it? I knew there was something to Carrie Lake, but I never could quite put my finger on it. Never could quite put my finger on it. But if this holds true, this is amazing. Now, I don't know much about this Schaefer lady. Maybe do some investigative work on her and see what she was all about. Like I said, maybe she was put in the witness protection program or something. I don't know. I'm speculating at this point because I never really researched this individual, but I may now, obviously. Fascinating, though, isn't it?
So, wait a minute. So someone who goes into hiding, changes their whole life, fakes their own death, right? Because they're in some kind of trouble so severe that you're put into the witness relocation program and then you decide to become a public figure? What?
That's amazing. That is amazing. Never had to change nothing on the either of the two photos, did he? No. That's incredible, man. That is incredible. I mean, obviously one picture is younger than the other because the one picture was from the 80s. But it's clear. I mean, even looking at that picture from the 80s, I could see that it was Carrie Lake. Because Carrie Lake, it has kind of a unique look to her. And I could see that it was Carrie Lake.
Oh, could you? Could you, Vaughn? Could you? I bet. Anybody want to bet some fucking, what do they call them over here? The fucking whatever, the currency on Odyssey coins or whatever the fuck, credits. Anyone want to bet while Vaughn does his in-depth investigation, he won't even think to look up like younger pictures of Carrie Lake to see if they exist and if they're the same person, right? Because I'm just saying, if there's like pictures of Carrie Lake, right, when she was like 20 or a teenager or, in her 20s, wouldn't that just instantly kill the whole fucking conspiracy? I would think, right? That's all. But see, these people like Vaughn, he doesn't do that. He does it from the ass. He works from the horse's vag up front, folks.
The version of Carrie Lake, but Carrie Lake nonetheless. Because, the picture of this woman, was when she was in her teens or early 20s. And obviously the picture of Carrie Lake is much older than that. But interesting. And I thought I'd include, because I was right about that. I said, hey, there's people taking places of other people and people mimicking other people and body doubles and maybe even robots and reptilians out there. You never fucking know. But nothing is as it seems. Nothing. Nothing is as it seems. And it behooves us to be mindful of what's going on around us, both from a physical perspective and from a supernatural perspective, because it may save your life, literally. It may literally save your life. But anyway, I just thought I'd share this. And so all you people that laughed, all you people thought that I was crazy and didn't know what I was talking, because they actually said, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. Oh, really? How about now? Like I said, man, that adrenochrome and Pizzagate and spirit cooking, that shit's real. Now you say, well, Vaughn, how can you say Pizzagate is real? That stuff was supposedly proven fake. Now, wait just a second. If Pizzagate isn't real, why did they fill the basement with concrete? Huh? Oh, good question, isn't it? But they did. They filled the basement with concrete. But now, wait a minute. Why would they do that?
Well, as I understood it, there was no basement, but maybe years ago there was some crawl space filled with cement. I'm not sure, but I just think it's interesting because Vonhelton disavows Q, yet believes in Pizzagate and all the fucking bullshit that he claims is, I don't see that it's a distinction. It's a difference without a distinction. Is that saying, or a distinction without a difference? I don't really see the difference between Vaughn and the Q-tards, right?
Pizzagate's a bunch of horse shit. Ah, good question, huh? The guy said that when he went to the basement, to go down in the basement, it literally was filled up with concrete. Literally. Interesting, isn't it? That's a lot of concrete. Anyway, but yeah, filled up with concrete. Guy said he went to where the basement's supposed to be, and it was all filled in with concrete. Isn't that interesting? But I mean, hey, it's a free country. If you want to believe Pizzagate is a load of horse shit, you're free to do so. But I just find it interesting that if it is horse shit, why'd they fill the basement full of concrete? Inquiring minds want to know. But yeah, the guy said when he went there, said it was full of concrete. Where the basement entrance used to be was now full of concrete. Well, why? Good question. So no, Pizzagate is real, just as spirit cooking and adrenochrome are real. These are sick people, folks. Okay, these are sick people. They drink the blood and eat the flesh of innocent little babies and sometimes even children. I will remind you of the report I gave out years ago where the FBI was discovering young children dead, and they had this T cut in the back of their in their backs, you know, a big T incision cut into their backs, and the skin was literally laid open, like opening up a book, and the insides of the child were eaten out. Child, not infant, child. Now, obviously, wild animals aren't running around with fucking scalpels in their hands now, are they? No, they're not. The gods have assured me that they will take care of these sick people. They have assured me of that. And I can't wait for that day. I hope that day comes tomorrow. Because these are some sick fucks, man. These people are messed up. Well, cannibalism's just wrong on its face any damn way because of the, putting on the orderly hat for a second. There's certain diseases and stuff in the blood or in the flesh that, prohibit the, cannibalism being a good thing. But anyway, that's, neither here nor there. The point is that these people engage in it. Well, Vaughn, why in the hell do they engage in this sick shit? They engage in it because they believe that it revitalizes them, that it literally inhibits death, or at the very least inhibits aging. They believe that. Well, is there any truth to it? I don't know. Supposedly, a doctor took the stem cells from a young child and ran a series of tests on them by injecting them into older people and found that the aging process actually began to reverse. I don't know how credible that story is, but I have heard it. But see, the stem cells, is one thing. Killing a child is quite another. Now some people have said in order to get the stem cells, you have to kill the child. I don't want to believe that. I would hope not. But if that's the case, well, then that's just as bad, then, isn't it? More or less. But surely I don't think you have to kill the patient, to kill the donor that's donating the stems. I don't think. But I don't know. I can look into it. I haven't really looked that much into stem cells, to be honest. Supposedly, there's a doctor in South Korea that says stem cell research might actually work for lymphedema, the condition I have. That would be interesting. But nothing ever really came of that either. It just kind of died on the vine. But in any event, I was right. 88 is in the can. There is no refuting it because I used actual video evidence. I hope I haven't made anybody lose their lunch. But yeah, the more you know, the more you grow. Reading Rainbow. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Nothing is as it seems, folks. Nothing. Nothing is as it seems. And with that, y'all have a pleasant day and a better tomorrow. Bye.
Folks, I think that's where we're going to leave it. I think we're all caught up with the current situation. As we learn more, we'll let you know. But, yeah. So, Vonhelton was wrong again. I provided absolutely no evidence of anything. But, that's the standard that we're used to. That is the bar that has been set. Folks, if you don't mind thumbsing it up on the way out, I would appreciate that. I think Wilson said he's going to jump in voice chat over on Discord. Where am I here? Here's the link again for Discord. It's also in the description if you'd like to join. I might jump over for a bit. I have to make something to eat first, so I'll be a few minutes. But I might go over and see what's shaking if a few people are in there. So that's all.